Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Ron Spomer Outdoors podcast. I have got a great guest today, somebody really different. They're not in the industry, they don't make guns, they don't make ammo, but he is a hunter, and he has a hobby that has gone kind of to the extreme. Most of us enjoy hunting with Dad's old 30-30 or Grandpa's 30-06 or our new 6mm something or other, and we like to try different rifles over different seasons, some of us, and Mike is one of those people, but this is where he's taken it to extremes because Mike has used more than 100 different cartridges to take whitetail deer. And I think he's done most of it, if not all of it, in his neighborhood of I think eastern Tennessee. So we are going to have Mike on and find out what he can tell us about using all of these different cartridges and how well they worked. Mike, welcome to Ron Spomer Outdoors podcast.
Thank you, Ron. Glad to be with you.
Yeah, now I'm glad to have you because not many of us have shot deer with 100 different cartridges. Is that what you're up to now?
That's 102.
You've got 102 since the last time I talked to you.
102 and counting, yeah.
Wow, that's great. Now, how did this all get started?
Well, I began collecting guns, and I'd always buy a different caliber, and then I wanted to kill a deer with each one of them. And finally, I just got up to around 30 or 40, and I said, you know what? I may just try something. I may just see how many I can kill with different cartridges, and it's led a long, hard road, but I finally reached my goal of 100.
How many years have you been at it?
Well, I hunted about 23 years back in the 80s and 90s, and then I quit for a while and started back in 2014 to present.
Mm-hmm. Is that 2014 when you really started
when
gearing up?
When I really, yeah. I'd actually sold all my deer rifles and then started back in 2014.
Really?
Yeah, I was a big crappie fisherman for about 20 years. So I just did that all winter.
I'll be darned. I'm going to have to come down here for some crappie education because I love catching crappie.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it, but somebody like you could probably teach me a thing or two. Well, listen, if we're going to talk cartridges, I know everyone's going to wonder now, what's the biggest he used? What's the smallest he used? So why don't we start with the smallest and work our way up a little bit? We're not going to mention all of them, but what is the smallest cartridge you've taken a deer with?
All right. The smallest I've taken a deer with is this little booger right here. Can you see it? That's a 17 Hornet.
17 Hornet. Okay, that's your 22 Hornet neck down.
And then the 17 Remington. I'm trying to get it focused. There you go.
Yeah, that's a fast one. And, how fast is that? How fast is that one going? 4,000?
Gosh, I don't know. I got so many. When you're dealing with 100, without looking at your papers, you can't remember.
Oh, I hear you. No problem, Mike. Yeah. I got you. Well, that is the fastest 17. It was, I think it came out in 1972, if I remember right. But now that's not illegal in a lot of places. And of course, a lot of whitetail hunters are going to say, well, that's impossibly small. You can't kill a deer with that. What sort of reaction did you get with the deer you shot?
Okay, let me first of all say it is legal in Tennessee to hunt with any centerfire ammunition.
Okay.
When I shot the deer, of course, I real picky or chose my shots for this caliber, and he was about 60 yards, and or she, and I shot her in the lungs, and she ran about 20, 30 yards and just stopped and stood there. So I knew she was hit, and so I just put another one in her, and she just kind of stood there and staggered and then fell over. And then when I went down there, I shot her in the lungs, but I'd never seen as much blood sprayed in my life.
Really?
Yeah. And so it was amazing to me that I got that much of a blood output from her.
Yeah. So I'm imagining it was just one little hole in and nothing came out, right?
Right. No,
Yeah.
it didn't come out. Mm-mm.
And what was the
And
weight of bullet, you remember?
I think it's a 20 grain.
20 grain, huh?
Or 17, maybe it's 17. It's real small. 17 to
Yeah.
20 range.
Yeah. Well, that's, see, a lot of people think you can't make that work, but I'm assuming
Well,
you took it behind the shoulder.
right in the lungs. In
Right.
the
But
lungs.
you
Yes,
didn't
right,
hit the
right.
shoulder itself.
No, no, don't shoot. Don't. You should never shoot little small caliber in the shoulders. You hit that bone, it might not do anything but hurt them.
Yeah.
Or, um, so I don't condone anybody going out and trying to be a deer hunter with a 17 caliber. I want to say that. Um, I know what I'm doing, and so you gotta you shouldn't try deer hunting with a 17. It's not designed for that. But in order for me to do what I did to accomplish my 100, I had to go from one extreme to the other.
Yeah. And I imagine you had things very carefully set up. It's not like you were
Right.
walking through the woods and shooting at a
No,
flickering deer
no.
target out there.
All of my deer were shot. 98% of them were shot out of deer houses,
Hmm.
and I let them come out in the open.
Yeah. Nice
I, I,
open
I wouldn't
field.
I
So,
wouldn't I wouldn't try that in the woods with that
yeah.
particular caliber.
All right.
You hit a twig and it liable to hit him. You might be aiming right, but if you hit a small as that is, it might deflect and hit him in the gut.
Yeah.
So
So
I'd
after,
let them walk before take
yeah.
a
Well,
bad
good,
shot.
good. That's the appropriate way to do it. And I think that's great advice for folks. It's just don't go thinking, well, I've got a 17 Remington that shoots a bullet 4,000 feet per second. It'll really reach out there. I think I'll try a 300-yard shot. That bullet
Mm-hmm.
probably doesn't have much energy left in it at that distance, folks. So, yeah, you have to be very careful the way Mike did.
Actually,
So I assume,
the 17
Rim what?
Remington, the 17 Remington, I actually shot the deer in the neck.
Oh, your
It was
neck
a
shot.
very close range.
Uh-huh.
It dropped dead.
Oh, sure. Yep. Spine shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I imagine you went to had to try a 20 caliber of some kind, no?
Oh yes, I just about all the 20 calibers.
Oh my
The
goodness.
22s, the 204 Ruger. Yes, I shot
204 Ruger's what she
one
used.
with the 204 Ruger, and I shot it in the lungs. It ran approximately 100 yards and just folded up dead.
Yeah, see now some folks just say, well, that's crazy to use that little bullet and that deer ran that far. Well, I've had them go farther than that when I shot them through the lungs with the 270.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you just can't predict. Regardless what bullet you use, it gets into the lungs and the heart area and of course causes bleeding, hemorrhaging.
Right.
That's what kills the deer when they run out of
Right.
blood.
Right.
So yeah, it doesn't matter all that much if it's a 400 grain 45 caliber bullet or a little frangible one like you're using, as long as it does that internal tissue destruction.
That's right, and that's why you got to be real precise with shot placement.
Sure, yeah. So now you said you mentioned a lot of 22s you've used, and there are a lot of them. What are some of the
Right.
22 calibers?
Oh, well, I killed a nice buck with a 22 Hornet and shot him in the heart. And he went about 15 yards, fell in the ditch.
Cool. Yeah,
um,
yeah, excellent.
of course, the 2250 is that and the 220 Swift are the most deadly of the 22s. And
Hmm.
I've taken deer with the 220 Swift at 200 yards and they just dropped.
Hmm.
Now, there again, I don't recommend you go hunting with a 220 Swift. But if you know how to shoot and properly and not just get excited and start shooting at a deer, you can do it. But
Yeah.
it was, I mean, now that's probably one of the fastest cartridges that I've shot.
Hmm.
They get up around 4,000 feet per second.
Sure.
And I've killed one with the 225 Winchester, which is a very probably obsolete now.
Yeah,
And
yes, very little known cartridge.
um,
It,
I'll show
as
you
I
one
remember
here.
that the 225 Winchester, as I recall, Mike, was a product that Winchester came out with after Remington came out with the 22 250.
Yes.
And that was in the
Yeah.
night like 1965 or somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And it just never really took off
It
because
just,
Remington had made a big splash with the 250.
yeah.
So the 225 was, plus it was a semi-rimmed cartridge, which is not the most popular in bolt-action rifles. So it just never really went anywhere, but it goes about as fast as the 22 250.
Right. And here is probably the most unusual um, cartridge. It's the 219 Donaldson Wasp.
Oh, yeah.
And this is formed from a 30-30 case.
Hmm.
And also it can be formed from the 219 zipper. And there's another one. And those were never commercially produced. And you have to be able to form your own brass. And form and trim and neck them down or whatever process you need to go through. And I enjoy those kind of calibers more than the factory kind because I made it, and to kill something you cut down, you designed and formed, it was a real thrill.
Yeah, it's kind of special, isn't it? A little extra.
Mm-hmm.
I always say it's sort of like tying your own flies for fishing and catching a big trout on your own hand-tied flies.
Right. I used to be in that business. I made crappie jigs for years.
Yeah, I can imagine if you were a pro crappie fisherman.
Yeah.
You better be careful mentioning all this crappie stuff to me, or I'll be down on your doorstep next spring. Oh, shoot. Well, obviously, if you've used that many cartridges to take your whitetail, you've gone through the 24s and the 25s and the 26.
Right.
We don't have all day to talk about all this stuff, guys. We need to be around a campfire for most of it. But for a real quick one, what was your favorite 24 caliber that you thought worked the best?
The the it's hard to beat a 243. It
Hmm.
simply is. Um, the 6 millimeter Creedmoor and the 6 millimeter Remington are both great cartridges, but day in day out, the 243 it'll take them down.
Yeah, that's been my experience with it as well. How far out have you tried it?
I killed a buck with the 243 last year. It was about 250 yards.
Hmm.
I don't have a lot of long range shooting in my area. I'm from West Tennessee. Uh,
West Tennessee, okay.
West Tennessee, yeah. And so most of my shooting is 150 yards or less.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Well,
so,
I mean, that's just the way you want to do it. If you want to do it right, is get as
yeah,
close as you can.
I,
Then you've got maximum power in your bullets remaining,
right,
and you're easier to make a precise shot and all the rest of it. Sounds like you're
yeah.
just doing it right.
I'm not into the long range shooting, and I'm not
Yeah.
condemning anybody for doing it. It's just not my thing.
Yeah. How about the 25s? What do you like there?
I love the 25 calibers.
Yeah.
I love the 257 Roberts. And one that no, I guess it's obsolete now. The 25 WSSM will take down a deer in a hurry.
Yeah.
And of course, the 25-06 and the 250 Savage, they're all good deer cartridges
Yep.
within a reasonable range.
Hmm.
The 25-06 is probably the best one at a longer range.
Did you ever get into the 257 Weatherby Magnum?
Yes, I do have one of those. I forgot it. Yes, that's probably the best one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the fastest one for sure with the most power. Some folks would say a little too much power, but I don't agree.
Um,
Well,
I mean,
see, then you get to the 26s. Now, those are the 6.5s for people who
yeah.
don't equate the two. But the
There's
26 caliber, the 6.5, was not all that popular until the 21st century, really.
right.
Remington had come out with the 260 Remington in the 90s, but it wasn't until that 6.5 Creedmoor popped up that people really started to pay attention to the 6.5s. Even
Hmm.
though European cartridges, there are many, many 6.5s over there. What did you start with for your first 6.5?
Um, Gosh, I can't remember. I know I bought a 6.5 Creedmoor early on and a 260 Remington. But my favorite 6.5 is the 6.5 Swede.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, probably because you have to load your own to get what you want, huh?
Oh, you can, yeah. You can, of course, I do reload all of my cartridges,
Uh-huh.
every caliber. And of course, then I have an extensive reloading setup.
I'll bet.
Yeah. But that's the fun part of it to me.
Yeah,
To load your own cartridges and go out and kill something with what you've made, and just exciting. The
yeah.
26 Nosler is a really powerful cartridge. But I have a 6.5 Mannlicher Schunauer,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that is probably one of the most unusual 6.5s. And I took a deer with it.
Now, if I remember correctly, the 6.5 Mannlicher Schonauer was used by Bell, Karamojo Bell, in Africa around the 19 teens, like 1910 to 1914 or so.
Yeah.
And he took elephants with it.
Oh,
Range
really?
shot elephants with that little thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
But he found that the bullets, even though he was using those big, long 160 some grain solids, they would bend sometimes, going through all
Oh.
that bone to reach the brain. So he couldn't quite trust them because they bent. And then he went back to his 757 Mauser.
Hmm. I didn't know that. It's probably
Yeah.
one of
So,
my older cartridges too.
yeah, been around a long time. Yeah, it's pretty hard to find one around here. But once again, you like the oddball stuff and you like loading your own. So that
Right.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
The otter, the obsoletes. That's the kind I love. The wildcats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you probably had to play around with some Wildcats in the 27 calibers. You've got your 270 Winchester, your Weatherby Magnum, and then Remington came out with that 6.8 SPC. Did you ever use that?
No, that's one I don't have.
Yeah, I've
Uh,
never
I,
hunted any, but I've shot it a few times.
I've looked around, but I've never found one. You
Uh-huh.
gotta some calibers like that are just you gotta wait. One of these days I'll run across one.
Are you picking up your rifles mostly used?
Yes, most of
Hmm.
the time. Yes.
Yeah. Do you or have you used a lot of switch barrel rifles like say the Thompson Center single shots where you can swap the barrels around pretty easily?
No. Most
So you're more
95% of my rifles are bolt action rifles.
okay. Any particular brand or model?
No,
You don't really
I've
care as
got
long
I've
as it's the cartridge you want, huh?
I've shot all kinds of them, and for the most part, I have pretty good luck with the
Yeah.
accuracy on most of them. Of course, I'm real partial to the old Model 70 Winchester, and the old 700 Remingtons.
Yeah.
So
Well, given
I
your
like those.
age, I would guess that. Yeah. Yeah, you and I are probably on the same page with those. We grew up
Right,
with them. We kind of cut our teeth on them, so why not?
right,
What's not to
right.
like?
And I
Cool.
love the wood finish guns, but I've got more of the what do you call them, the plastic, um,
Yeah.
I forget what you call what they're made out of.
Plastic Fantastics, I call them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from because I'm kind of the same way. Traditionalists like us, blued steel and walnut, that's a rifle, right? But there
Yeah.
are many great things to be said about the synthetic stainless. Obviously, they're not going to be rusting as much, and
Right.
the synthetic stock's not going to swell, and you don't have to worry about ruining the wood because there is no
Right.
wood and all that stuff. But
Or
that just doesn't
stretching the
have the
expensive guns.
romance.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it doesn't have the romance or the feel of that walnut
Right.
stock. So we'll forgive you for that one, Mike. Well, listen, as we're going up the scale here, I'm sure you went through all the 27s, the 28s, the 30s. What's the biggest that you've ever shot a deer with?
Okay. How about this one? 458 lot.
Oh my gosh. Now, see, I used that one for
510 grain.
ouch.
You know, I'm not
So
recoil sensitive.
I was going to say, you probably don't get bothered by recoil.
No, no, I could
What did
shoot
the
it.
deer do?
The deer fell over like a ton of bricks.
Where did
And
you park the bullet?
I shot it in the shoulder, and
Right on the shoulder?
right on the shoulder. It come out
Yeah.
a very big hole. Yeah, you put your thumb in it real easy.
Now, someone listening to this is going to say, oh my gosh, you shot him on the shoulder. I bet you ruined the whole thing. There was nothing left to eat. What
No,
was the meat damage from that?
just the actual shoulder blades. The back strap and of course the hindquarters and the neck and part, that was all fine. It just punched a hole through it. It
Didn't tear it all up like a lot of people think it would.
No, it wasn't. It didn't have time, I don't guess, to do anything. It just went straight through it.
Yeah, big heavy bullet like that. It's like shooting anything through, say, an empty soda can. I remember when I was a kid, you put a soda can out and you took a big rifle and thought, boy, am I going to make this thing blow. And you'd shoot it with a 30-06 or something and the can wouldn't even fall over because there's not enough mass there to capture the energy of that bullet. It just punches through it. Mike, what rifle was it chambered? The 458 lot, chambered in what rifle?
It was in the Model 70 Winchester Safari grade. Very beautiful
So
gun.
had somebody opened up a 458? I don't think Winchester never offered a 458
right.
lot, did they?
It had been rebored to 458 lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's I think that's enough gun for whitetail, as they would say, huh?
I also had taken one with this 416 Remington Magnum is a big, powerful.
Yeah,
cartridge.
it is. That's another big gun. Yeah. I know someone up in Alaska who's a relatively small framed female who hunts everything with a 416 Remington Magnum.
Really?
Yeah, even
I
her
can't
skull
even
sheep.
I can't even get any of the grown men around here to shoot one of these big bore guns. Oh, they're afraid of them.
Yeah,
my
you get that
favorite
pretty often.
My favorite big bore cartridge is one that you never hear anybody talk about, and it's
What's that?
It's the 376 Steyr. I absolutely love this cartridge.
Yeah, that's not very common.
You don't see them.
You really like that, huh?
I do. It's super accurate too.
Huh. What rifle do you have that in?
It's a Steyr, scout rifle.
Oh, okay. I used one of those once in a 308 Winchester, and I knew they had it in that 376, but I never ran across one to work with.
Right.
And I imagine the deer didn't like it, huh?
The deer didn't like it at all.
That surprised me. Well, listen, Mike, obviously you're experimenting and you're having fun working with your special rifles and your hand loads and all the rest of it, knowing that all of these things are going to work if you do your job right. And it sounds like you've done that. But if you were a typical whitetail hunter down in your neck of the woods where you may be getting some close shots in timber or across an open field and all these things, what cartridge would you select as you think the most effective? Balancing things like too much recoil, not enough velocity, just the ideal cartridge. What do you think it would be?
Well, I can tell you what, to me, the most effective deer cartridges are the 7mm.
Aha!
They do the job every time, and they just have a tendency to be accurate.
Yeah.
And there are so many of them, and all of them are good, and all the way from the 7mm 08, 757 Mauser, all the way up to the 7mm run.
Yeah.
And of course, they've come out with the new 7mm PRC, which is a good cartridge. But I'm going to tell you, if I had to, absolutely had to pick one, it would be this one. Can't get it in the picture here, and you probably recognize it from the shoulder.
Yep, that shoulder is telling me something. That's pretty flat.
That's the 280 actually improved.
And what do you have that one chambered in?
It's
You've got too many rifles, Mike.
I do. It's it's one of the cheaper brand guns.
Yeah.
Can't remember. I know my 7 PRC is a Mossberg Patriot, and I've heard a lot of people don't like those, and mine will drive tacks.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
Nice. I think mine is a 280 actually is. I think it's a Thompson Center. Just
single
bolt
shot?
Action. Just bolt action.
Oh,
no,
the bolt action.
Bolt action.
They think they call that one the Icon. Does that sound right?
I honestly can't remember.
Yeah, I can't either. It went away fairly quickly, but now they started up again. Is this a new rifle from them just this year, or have you had it a while?
I bought it last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the new production.
I can't recall.
Well, at any rate, you're singing my song with this 280 Ackley, of course. I've been using that since
the 7mm Psalm SA short action Ultra Magnum is a great cartridge, but you just can't find the ammunition for them. But if you reload and you can get the brass, that's a wonderful cartridge.
Yeah. See, now what we're talking about right now, I should be holding up my book and saying, and folks, if you want to find out all about the 7mm, buy my 7mm book. It covers over 60 different cartridges in 7mm. But do you think I was smart enough to bring one and put it on the table?
About the only thing I don't have is a 7x30 Waters, and I've been searching really hard for one of those just because it's so rare.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
You can get them. You can get them in the. You can get them. I think in the contenders and stuff. But I want the lever action that they made.
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? That's. What do you think that failed in the market?
I don't think it had any advantage over the 30-30 much. People just they have a lever action gun. They're going to buy a 30-30 or a 45-70.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think it was so close to the performance of the 30-30 or even the 35 for a woods gun. What's the difference in a little higher BC bullet going a little faster and all the rest of it? There were on paper, there's some advantages. But in the real world, people just said, I've already got a 30-30 or it's a lot easier to find ammo for it. To heck with it. So, bingo. But guess what my wife just brought up?
Oh, right.
There it is, folks. Yes. 7mm bullet. I'm going to have to put some of Mike's favorite ones in here. Next time we revise this book, every once in a while I'll say, this is one that Mike Tolley really likes and shot his deer with.
Yeah.
So have you ever gone out of your own area to hunt whitetail? Are you doing most of this stuff in your backyard?
No, I do it all within 40 miles of my home. West Tennessee has a large deer population and a liberal limit for killing does, because they're destroying so much of the crop. And the farmers, if I don't kill them, the farmers will. But I eat deer and I love them, and the ones I don't, I donate to Hunters for the Hungry. Nothing goes to waste.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, we're big wild game eaters around here too, of course. It's not very often we have anything but venison of some kind, whether it's a moose or an elk or whitetail or mule deer or pronghorn. We really love pronghorn. If you want to have some fun with your different rifles, go pronghorn hunting. Of course, you're not going to find nearly as many tags.
I've killed three.
Have you gotten a couple?
I think I've killed 3 pronghorns.
Yeah. Did you go out to Wyoming for it?
Wyoming, yes, I did.
Kind of that's where everybody goes for their first pronghorn. It seems like
killed them with the old faithful 270 Winchester.
Yeah, that's another good one. That ranks right up there with that 280 Ackley improved.
You know what's amazing about the deer I've killed with all these different cartridges? I might not can remember exactly which gun I had them in, but I can tell you, you can pick a caliber, and I can tell you right where I was when I killed it.
Really?
Yep.
Through 102 different times you've done this, and you can remember each one of them.
I remember each one of them.
That is amazing. Yeah. Can you pretty much remember the bullets you were using, or is just the cartridge?
No, just the cartridge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I've got literally hundreds of different grains of cartridges, and my mind just won't store it all. I just have to pull out my nose.
I hear you.
I've got a I call it my MOA target book, and for each caliber, when I zero it and get it set where I want it, I save that target and I put it in a book with these little vinyl, these little plastic protective covers, and a notebook, and I got them all in order. And say I'm going to go hunt with a 30-06 tomorrow, and I haven't hunted with it in 5 years, I can pull over there and see what it was doing at 100 yards and see what I was shooting and all that.
Yeah,
So,
that's a great way to stay organized.
Yeah.
And I tried to do something like that, but I'm playing around with so many different rifles and loads and cartridges, and someone sends me a new type of ammo and says, here, try this one out, and then I adjust my scope for that, and then I forgot what I had done the last time because I don't keep those meticulous records. But you are doing it right.
I don't, once I get my load, I'll try it. When I get a new rifle, I'll go zero it, and I'll play with several different loads. And then when I find one that the gun likes, I'll pull the bullets on everything else that I've loaded, and I'll load them. I'll load me up about 50, and I don't touch it again. That's why mess with something if it ain't broke.
Excellent point, Mike.
Yeah.
No, that's great advice. I had someone not too long ago write and ask me, now, I'm going hunting out west or something, and I was going to take this bullet in my rifle, same cartridge and everything, but he was going to change bullets between. Like if I see a bear, I've got a bear tag, I'm going to pull out this bullet and load it up and shoot it. But then if an elk shows up, I'm going to pull out this one and shoot it. And if a mule, I said, no, you're going to miss everything.
It don't work.
No, it just doesn't work. Get one and stick with it.
You change grains, your point of impact's going to be different most of the time.
Yeah. Even if you change bullets, it'll change things up. And plus, it's impossible to memorize all the trajectory curves and charts and wind deflections and everything else.
Right.
It's hard enough for me to remember one, let alone 5 or 6.
Right. Now, if I didn't do what I do and I just hunted with 1 or 2 guns, then I could remember all the details about it.
Yeah.
All of the wind drift and all of that, and the elevation you have to hold at, longer shots and stuff. So I try to keep everything within 200 yards, and you zero one at 100 yards or 100 yards an inch or 2 high, you're gonna reach out to 200, 250 yards on most. Now you shoot a 30-40 Craig, you're not going to,
Yeah.
It's probably one of the slowest moving of all, is 30-40 Craig.
Yeah. Yeah.
The 45 Colt, the 45 Colt, that's the slowest. I got it in a Henry. I got it in a Henry, and I shot a deer last year with it at 100 yards, and I heard it whop, and that deer ran, I don't know, 60, 70 yards and folded up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a slow moving bullet. You remember what roughly the velocity was on that?
No, it was low. Yeah,
like 1,200 feet per second.
1,1400, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
that's getting
and
pretty
it was
slow.
a big heavy grain. I don't know, 200 grain or 250, somewhere in there.
250 probably.
Yeah, and it was a hollow point. Hollow point, and then when it whacked, I heard it. It made a big thud.
Yeah, I imagine. So you and your wife eat a lot of whitetail, and all your neighbors get some, and the kids and the families, and
well, actually, my kids don't care much for it unless I make jerky.
Oh yeah.
Bet everybody likes jerky.
Oh gosh, yeah. My son-in-law, I can't even let him know I have any because it'll be gone if he shows up. And my
Yeah.
daughter loves it too.
Yeah, my
So
daughter ate so much one time, made her sick.
don't doubt it. It's kind of like eating potato chips
But
with a
it
little
helps
more
because my
protein.
wife is a really good cook, and she knows how to cook deer, and it's delicious.
You're
Yeah.
talking me into that visit again. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to come over there, hunt, catch some crappies, and eat your wife's good cooking.
Yeah. Well, come on
That
down.
sounds fun.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, have you got plans for continuing this search for?
Yes, probably not as aggressively, but I've got some guns now I'm wanting to kill a deer with. I got a 3378 Weatherby, and I want to try.
Oh,
I'm going to reach out a little further with it.
yeah, I think so.
And I got an old timer, a 32 Winchester Special.
Oh boy,
And
those are hard to find.
yeah, and I'm anxious to get a chance with it.
Yeah,
And I got
that
one of the
sounds
new
fun.
22 arcs.
Yeah,
And, they are.
that'll be
That's
something
that's
different for you.
122 I forgot to mention a while ago, but I haven't
Yeah,
shot a
well,
deer,
that's
so I
new.
can't tell you what to do with the deer. But I expect it's going to do pretty good.
Yeah, that's if you can kill them with a 223, you can kill them with that arc.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that sounds like a pretty fascinating hobby that ends up producing some good dinners for you. So, beats the heck out of whacking a golf ball around and paying for the privilege and getting nothing out of the deal to eat.
Yeah, I've never been a
Yeah,
golfer.
great.
I've always been a hunter and a fisherman ever since I was a little fella.
Sounds like fun to me. Well, Mike, I really enjoyed this. I appreciate you visiting with me and telling me about all these different cartridges you've used over the years. And I think what you've done, it pretty much proves that regardless what centerfire rifle one chooses to hunt deer with, if you do it right, you shoot correctly, put the bullet in the right place, they all work.
Yeah.
I think some of them do maybe kill a little faster than the others,
Right.
but there's no magic bullet that I have ever found. Have you found
No.
one that's like, doesn't matter, this is always going to work?
I've seen podcasts on YouTube talking about these 5 cartridges are useless. You know, you're an idiot if you hunt with them. That's not right. Every cartridge has its own purpose, and if used properly, it will do the job.
Bingo. Excellent advice, Mike. Cool. Well, listen, send me your address and tell me when the crappie are running in, and I'll make it a point to come down here and visit you. And when we're done cleaning crappies, we'll take a look at some of your rifles.
Okay.
All right.
Be nice.
And then if you ever need to come out to Idaho to shoot a mule deer, give me a call.
I'd love to. I've never been to Idaho. One of the few states I've never been in.
Well, you're going to appreciate the gravity of the situation because it's all up and down.
Yeah. Up and down. Yep.
All right. Well, listen, send me some updated information when you get this 22 ARC and some of the other ones working. Let me know how that goes, and maybe we can revisit this topic if we're not too busy catching crappie.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot. Great to have you, Mike. Well, there you go, folks. Something different. If you're in an area that has too many deer or too many, say, feral pigs or things like that, and you want to have some fun and you like to hand load and reload and work with different rifles and such, do something like Mike did here and take those out and make it a goal to take something with each of them and then keep detailed notes and figure things out. And I think you're going to find out, like Mike did and like I pretty much have done, even though I haven't used nearly that many. But as Mike said, if you use the right cartridge the right way within its limitations, they all take deer. It's as much up to you behind the rifle as it is the cartridge and the bullet you're shooting. So this is Ron Spomer with another episode of Ron Spomer Outdoors podcast. Appreciate all you guys joining me. And once again, now that I have the 7mm book, remember, Mike recommends the 7mm too. And if you're having trouble deciding which one is going to be the best for your kind of hunting, this book will spill the beans. It's got all the velocities and the bullet weights and choices and the history of the cartridges, where they came from. You can get this book on Amazon, or you can get it autographed copies from me. Just go to ronspomeroutdoors.com. That is my website. And you will go to the store and the books will be right there. This and my predator hunting book are both available right now. So I want to thank you all for joining me. We will see you next time. When you're out there with whatever rifle and cartridge you're shooting, do hunt honest and shoot straight.